Feel incredible!
It's not a cartoon. It's anime. Yes. Welcome to another episode of AnimeSHUN. The whole squad is here today.
Yeah.
We're finally back on track. We finally got it together.
First time in a long time.
When our
First
powers
time
combine.
We are anime. That's so we are AnimeSHUN.
Come on. Yeah, hands in the middle. There
That's
we
so
go.
corny. Yes, we are back, man. The whole squad is back. Thank you guys for coming back with us. We love y'all, man. We love that y'all rock with us. We got
some real fans
we got
out here.
real fans,
Yeah.
dog.
That's so dope.
This group chat's starting to light up.
It's a funny chat.
Shout out to the chat.
The group chat is sad.
Oh.
If you're not in the chat, join the chat.
Yo.
Because the chat is lit. We're
Yeah,
all
just
lit.
if you want to be in the group chat, then hit up Keenan. He can drop you in there. But
Bro.
it's pretty intense.
That
is.
Frieza comment, dog. I laughed
that was
out
good.
loud.
Shout out to Big
dog.
Darrell. Was Big X Darrell?
I think he was him. Yeah.
That shit is fucking
Yeah.
jokes.
I legit laughed.
I was dying.
They're talking about me being made fun of everybody.
Called him the Frieza Dome.
I got a big head. But, I thought we were out of middle school.
That's forever.
No, we're there. We're 100%
I still
13.
get ripped for
forever.
having a big nose, bro. It never goes away. It
Yeah,
just is
you're
what
there
it is.
for life.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
here we are.
Well, here we are again. You wasn't here for the first 5, so this is
I was
first
not.
time.
You said you had a rebuttal from what we were talking about?
No, I was saying, first of all, you guys did a great job while I was away.
Yeah,
thank
we
you.
always do.
You
We
know.
do better without
Appreciate that.
Yeah,
Appreciate
this is
Better
that.
without me. I mean, I can
Oh,
walk the
man.
fuck
It's like-
away, sir.
it's
if
like-
you like.
Addition by
Here we
subtraction.
go. Here we go.
I have no. I got
Kyrie.
shit I could be doing right now.
When Brendo's
so.
ego gets shot, he
It's
gets
he
so
just
defensive.
goes for the
A little
jugular.
bit.
Hey, you know what? I'll shut this whole fucking thing down. All right? It's my company.
Good. Do you
My
not know that
company.
Transit owns this?
You know who he is? He's that kid back in the day when
That
you
take-
was like,
that
take the
takes
ball. Yo, that's my ball. I'm out of here. Give me my ball, man. I'm
I
going
would
home.
1000% do that.
Yeah.
That's literally what you said, actually, when you and I were talking about episodes
That
1
is-
through 5. You're like, I don't get that playground scene. Like, if I was there and those guys showed up and were like, yo, it's 5-on-3, like, I'm taking my ball and I'm going
Yeah,
home.
I would have.
That's some
Wow.
whole shit, Brandon.
Yeah.
You are a
No.
bitch. No.
Did you not hear what he just said?
I get
Yes.
it, but still.
So I'm just
no.
saying, like, I'm over here playing with my homies. We're playing like some cutthroat.
Yeah.
There's 3 of us out here balling.
Yeah.
Then 5 motherfuckers walk up, 3 act like they're gonna play, and then the other 2 jump in the middle of a play. I'm like, nah, like this isn't that. I'm like, I'm out here.
First of all, in reality, if that happens, especially in the black neighborhood, you getting your ass whooped.
Yeah, you
if you take your ball too
But-
early,
no, but I'm
normally that has a fight coming
Yeah.
afterwards.
No, but the
You-
thing is,
and they
like,
gon-
we
they
already
gon-
are on fighting terms anyway. You brought,
facts.
But that's what I'm saying. We're
Facts.
already there.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, like, for
you might
me,
as well write it out. Either you fight and then there's a fight and you can win, or they're gonna beat you up and then play with your ball. Like
Yeah.
it
sounds like that's the natural progression of
it.
or you take your ball and then they don't fight because they didn't want to fight. You know what I'm saying?
You just
That's
said that they
not
came
gonna
with fighting
happen, bro.
intentions.
No, it did seem like it, but that's just because it
Oh, those guys were
seems like they're
gonna
gonna fight.
fight.
They
Yeah,
were
they
gonna
were
fight.
Those
They're-
guys were going to
you-
fight.
I'm
You
saying
gotta-
it's like
you
I
gotta
can
go
throw the
out.
ball and disable one of them for a short period of time.
And they got the
4-on-3.
The natural order is whoever has the best ball is who you play with. That's why
Yeah,
a lot
you
of
play
cats
with
like
that
they didn't
ball.
like bringing they out their like their let's
Indoor
say
ball.
their
Yeah.
indoor ball to play outside basketball, right? So
Yeah.
that happened a lot. So if you brought that indoor ball to play outside basketball, you better hope you win a winning team, because if you're not, you in the long haul for about 20 games.
Yeah.
And if you try to take your ball, I gotta
Oh
go.
yeah, I remember that game. No,
And it-
because the thing, like, honestly, where I was playing though, like in Michigan and stuff, growing up, people would actually understand. Like, if you gotta go, you gotta go. You
It
know
all
what I'm saying?
it all depends, but a lot of times, I mean, for me, I always play with older people. So I'll be like 13, 11 years old, playing with like grown men, like 25, 28,
Yeah.
30 years old.
Yeah.
So sometimes you be like, hey, I gotta roll. And then those dudes, I didn't have the ball a lot of times, but I seen people that were like, bro, we're gonna play like 2 more games. We on a hot streak right now. We're not leaving right now. And then a 13-year-old is not gonna beat up a 25-year-old man. It's
yeah.
just not happening
Yeah.
unless they're
I mean,
as big as these
straight-
kids
that's
on this
Debo.
show.
I don't know. I guess I played with basketball with a lot more reasonable individuals.
You obviously
yeah,
did.
your upbringing is way different from ours.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, it's like I was gonna be like, at first I was gonna be like, I mean, I did go to a predominantly Caucasian school,
Yeah,
but
this is
that's not
facts.
where I played basketball.
You sound
St.
like you sound
St.
like
Louis is not a game. Like
But I'm
they
saying I'm
find every
Flint.
reason to do everything to
But
you.
I mean,
like,
I'm Michigan, Flint. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's not like, that's where I grew up playing, is in Flint.
right.
Yeah.
So it's like, it wasn't like that, but it's just like, for some reason, that was not a point. There's a lot of reasons that people fought,
Yeah.
but that wasn't one of them. Is my point.
I mean, I grew up in the Valley and was like that.
Yeah, in St. Louis, they didn't even need a reason. It'd be sometimes it'd be like, this is our ball now.
Yeah,
like this is our
you
ball.
got your ball stolen. That
That's
was it. It reminded you. Know what it
So-
reminded me of? It reminded me. We're gonna get there, but let me just say this real quick. It reminded me of Boys in the Hood when it was like, get a little nigga his ball back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was like, all right,
Like
man.
this.
After they punked him, that's what it
Yeah.
reminded me. That's what Brady would be like.
Yeah.
But episodes. Oh, you want to go through your rebuttal first?
I mean, it was just gonna be real quick. I
Go
was
ahead.
gonna say y'all made fun of me for first of all, shout out to Keith. What's
Yeah.
up, Keith? Man, I hope you good, brother.
Yeah.
You out here, young Keith on the gram. But y'all made fun of me for Rob's question to Keith, which wasn't my question because y'all framed it like I was like, so who's your favorite person? Like that is not
But
how
that
it went
wasn't
down.
even my thing. Was when you told him it was like, now you get to hear yourself. Like
Yeah, that was
that was
nice.
fucking corny.
First of all, that was funny that you pointed that out. I agree with that. No,
was
but at the same
hilarious.
time,
That was
the
hilarious.
way that you framed it made it funnier. But like, if you just listen to the episode, I'm like, that's not how it came off at all.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like in the way that you framed it, I'm like, that's really funny.
Yeah.
That's really funny. So I give you credit. I give all the credit on that. But no, I was just gonna say is on that one. Like, if there's ever a way that you want to see like me uncomfortable, it was in that point when Keith was just like, "Yo, like Brennan's my favorite." Blah, blah, talking about it, like I was frozen, bruh. Like, how do you? I don't know how to respond to that. So you guys are like, Brennan's over here eating it up, but I'm just like, yo, I
I feel like you would eat it up. I
Yeah.
feel like people have.
I know. I feel like that too.
I feel like people
100%
gave you ego boosts, and you were like, yeah. I feel like I've seen that before.
I mean,
and you-
Yeah.
you
that's
kinda-
only with people that I have adversarial relationships. So,
Okay, yeah,
you know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
Okay,
Like, so
yeah,
like if
yeah.
Ice said something that was just like, you know, I see Cameron's over here just shaking his head. But it is. People have adversarial relationships. I don't have an adversarial relationship with Keith.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Now
true.
I do, actually, because he wanted to play video games and he had to learn the hard way. What
Oh
that
yeah,
was.
after
Y'all
the
play 2K?
recording that episode.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He
and they're
smacked-
not
he
friends
smacked Keith.
anymore.
Yeah, we play.
You're no
Rob
longer
tried
the
to tell
favorite.
him.
I did. I was like,
What
I've
did y'all
never
play
seen
on?
Brennan lose,
Xbox.
and he didn't lose that day either.
I didn't know you were a 2K guy. I thought you were.
Yeah,
just
I didn't know
like
either.
A DBZ.
I want
Legends and
I
Smash
want to
Brothers
get
guy.
back into
No, I play any kind of direct competition video game. I probably will beat you in.
If y'all got Smash Brothers on what?
We have the Wii U.
No, we got
I mean
the
the Switch.
Switch,
What am I
Switch.
saying? Switch. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Switch.
the Switch. If you got any of these games on
Yeah.
Switch, 2K, Smash Brothers,
I want
Dragon Ball
to get
Legends,
back in there now.
this guy's a monster.
Yeah, he is.
He is. I'll vouch for it.
I vouch for his
and
Smash
Rob's
Brothers
beat that
and,
at DB,
and Dragon Ball
DB
Fighters.
and Fighters. Yeah.
Rob's
I
really
gotta,
good at fighters.
I gotta see.
Yeah.
I gotta see the 2K.
No, so look, so I know we're all real, like we're just all over, but
Yeah, we
I'd
are.
say
It's all
for
good.
the video game thing, it's like I think I'm absolutely the best at Super Smash Brothers. It's a close second on 2K. There's very few people that can beat me in NBA 2K. I don't play the My Player mode. I straight up just like, yo, 5-on-5 random teams, you can't touch me.
Mm.
And Keith thought that was gonna happen. It's like the first game I beat him by like 15. And then, you know, he was just like, oh, it's just because of the teams. And he literally had the best team in the game.
Yeah, Warriors.
Yeah, was it the Warriors? Do
Is
you
the
remember?
Warriors not even the best team in the
No,
game
I think he had the
anymore?
Raptors.
No, yeah, he had the Raptors.
Yeah, he had the
and-
Raptors, and I had I had a bad team.
Minnesota or something like that, right?
Yeah, I think
Well,
so.
It
something
was
like-
something bad, and
Yeah.
I was just like, bro, like this is your chance. You got to win this. I won
the
by 15.
Mavericks, maybe.
Mavericks. I had the Mavericks.
Yeah, you did have Mavericks.
Yeah, and Porzingis went off.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah, Porzingis had like 30 points and 20 rebounds. But and so the next game we played, he was talking a lot of yang. You know what I'm saying? He was like, "Yeah, I'm about to work you." And then our teams were equal, and I was like, "Bro, you don't want to do this." And then it was like at the end of like the third quarter, I was up by like 17, and I was like, "I'm gonna win by at least 20." And he was
Mercy
just
kill?
like, he's like, dude, you'd never beat me by 20. And I was like, you said the wrong things, my brother. And he's like, what? You'll never beat me by 20. I won by 30.
You gotta
I
realize-
think that if you're in a space where you're saying you won't beat me by, you already lost.
Oh, yeah, he
like,
knew he
why
lost.
are we? I'm not even. I would never fix my lips to say that because I'm already lost. Sorry, Keith, you my guy, but
yeah.
no,
You gotta
I'm
realize
like,
something,
you're
too.
not gonna win. I'm gonna beat you. Like,
Nah.
You gotta understand too. Brennan is he's a neck stepper. Like if you say something, he wants to step on your neck and
Yeah.
crush you. He want. Like, oh, you for real? Yes.
What anime character would you say is related to that?
You are Tomoki. You are the defense guy from this stretch of episodes.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That is
yeah,
Brennan.
facts.
Yeah,
you could have
that's
gave
great.
it a second for
No,
everyone else
I
to
was-
think about.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
watching those episodes
Yeah.
like, this is Brennan.
That's super him.
You are that defender dude.
That's actually funny. That's
Talking
kind of how
mad
my
shit.
basketball game was.
I want to
like,
play now. Playing this, I was like, I want to play basketball with the team, like the animation, like us. Like
Yeah,
I
that'd
want to
be fun.
play us to play
That'd be fun.
basketball. That'd be
Yeah,
so
because it's like,
funny.
what are all our different roles? Like,
whatever.
Yeah.
What's our superpower?
Yeah.
Do we have? Who's gonna be the guy who has the shots from anywhere? But not really.
I,
Yeah,
right now, I'm gonna
that's
be
probably me.
right now.
I was looking at Keenan.
Yeah.
I mean, I had my whole life. I had a jumper growing up, but dog, I'm gonna be the old nigga now. I'm gonna be
Old man game.
knees hurt.
Oh, so last thing I was gonna say about video games is those are my 2 best games, and then I understand my place in Dragon Ball Z Fighters.
Yeah.
It's like most people I'll probably beat them at, but the thing is, there's a very clear defined ranking system online.
Yeah.
And I'm right in the middle of that. Like, if you know the rankings, I'm around about 360,000, which puts me at a Super Saiyan 2. And that's my ranking. I'm like, I might be able to go up like 1 rank.
And video,
that's like right in the middle of the pack.
Get back. Now, did you say that I really want? Because I used to be really competitive in 2K, but now only game that I talk shit in is like Call of Duty. Nobody wants smoke. Any FPSs, nobody wants smoke. Overwatch, nobody wants smoke. Like,
I mean, like if we take it back in time, you don't want to smoke.
Huh?
What system you got?
I either or. I
Doesn't
have both
matter,
of them.
right?
Yeah,
It doesn't
yeah.
really matter.
They don't want to see me in.
What's your
like
tag
any
name?
Call-
So tag them because I'm sure I got play really
on
guys and gals
PSN.
play
On
video games.
PSN is Ice Daddy 314, and then on Xbox Live is Ice Mac MAC 314.
Ladies and gents, hit these guys up. They said they want to smoke.
Yeah,
so,
I want any FPS. Yeah, y'all don't want to see me.
All
Well, I'm just saying, like I don't play FPS anymore very much, but
Yeah,
I
me
will
neither.
say if we go back in time, like to like Halo 2 or Halo 3, I promise you don't want.
No, I mean, I'm not a Halo
Yeah,
guy.
I'll just say those are the games. Like if you want to talk about FPS, like I was like competitive in that, and you don't want to touch me in that.
Yeah. So let's jump into it.
Yeah, let's do it.
Episodes 6 through 10.
Episode Kuroko? How do you say it?
Kuroko.
It's
I
the
think.
basketball that Kuroko plays.
In
Kuroko
which-
No Basket.
In which
Is that how it's called? Is that the whole
that's
name?
the name of the shit.
Oh.
Yeah, every
It's called
episode they
Kuroko
get
No
the-
Basket. That's what they say on a.
Yeah, and I'm mad at
Yeah.
y'all. Episode 1, nobody mentioned the comparisons to Steve Nash. Like you guys are like Jason Williams. Blah, blah. I was like, no, this dude is Steve Nash.
I
He
thought-
has-
Keenan say Keenan
I
says
thought Keenan
Steve
said
I thought he
Nash.
said Steve. You didn't.
He
You said
said
Steve
I
Nash.
said,
yeah.
I said more J Dub, and I said more.
But-
the reason why I didn't give him Steve Nash because Steve Nash can shoot better. But the reason why I
Oh,
said
yeah.
Jason Kidd, who doesn't really shoot like that, and J Dub, who wasn't the best shooter. He
Jason
launched
Williams,
shit up.
yeah.
Yeah.
Jason
But
Williams is a great
I
passer.
compared. I
Mid-range
said
guy.
J Kidd and J Dub. That's what I said. I didn't say Steve.
He reminded me
I
of Steve
thought you-
Nash because of the
I
defensive,
felt like
defensive
you did.
liability.
Somebody did say Steve Nash at some
Might
point.
have said Steve Nash in there,
Yeah.
but I mentioned more. We mentioned more white chocolate than anything.
I was like, for me, this feels like the origin story of Steve Nash. Like before he learned how to shoot. Like this was who he was.
Before Amari Stoudemire.
Yeah, straight up.
So let's get into it. Yeah, episodes 6 through 10, and
Everybody looks at Rob.
Yeah, right.
we start off after they just finished beating those kids on the court, and now they got some more games to play.
Yeah. So it starts off with Kagami. He's like sleeping in class. He's like dreaming of playing basketball. He's got basketball dreams. Teacher comes up and he's just like, "What the fuck are you doing sleeping in my class?"
Yeah.
It's like nobody notices Kuroko right behind me sleeping too.
He's
So
like,
that
"You
lack of
ass
presence,
No presence.
it's paying off for him.
Yeah.
But I mean, this is going across the whole team because Rico's in her class with the team captain. She's just like, everybody's fucking beat. We gotta build up their stamina. We gotta get the stamina up.
Yeah.
So her plan for this is like, all right, guys, it's a pork sandwich is coming out once a year. You guys gotta
Baby
go
D.
get this pork sandwich.
Yeah.
It's gonna
This
really
is
help
so
your game out.
dumb.
This is the most P Diddy shit I've ever seen in my life. You ever
Yeah.
watch
Yeah.
Making a Man?
Cambodian breast
Yo,
milk.
Yeah.
go get the cheesecake and shit. That's what this reminded me of. They made him walk down to this place, far as hell, whatever it was, get
Yeah.
this sandwich, and then they go. What do? They go in there. They're trying to get it. It's so funny. They were like, "We're acting like Americans." Like, trying to bulldoze our way through shit. It was so
Right.
disrespectful
It's
to us.
facts.
but
Well, it's
true.
like all the clubs they're all aching for the sandwich. So there's like
Yeah.
we got to beat the rugby players, we got to
Yeah.
beat the American football club players. So like
Yeah.
there's these big dudes they got to try to like get in against. They're trying to fight through the crowd,
Mm-hmm.
and they're all getting like popped out. And Kagami was like, "No, I spent time in America. Like I'm gonna crowd surf this thing."
Yeah.
and he tries
This
to
was
jump
actually
on
kind of cool.
It was kind
kinda
of
funny.
dope. It was funny too. Yeah.
Which I didn't know that was like a specifically American thing, but I guess that makes sense.
Crowd surfing's American.
That's what they. I mean,
That's
that's
how they-
maybe
yeah.
what
Yeah,
they
they made
implied.
it seem like
yeah.
maybe we started it. I won't be surprised if we started it.
Yeah.
I mean, we did start
Some
like
ego
rocking
shit.
set.
We're gonna jump in there. You're gonna catch me. That's so egotistical right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's some
So.
Brennan shit. If we were to start a band today,
I would definitely crowd surf.
I would
Just
definitely
stage-
see Brandon.
stage dive.
He would do so many different ones because I think Brandon would do a trust fall. Just be
Yeah.
like, "Yo, catch me."
and then he'll do
Yeah, I
like
see her
he'll
run
be
and
doing
jump.
some Cisco shit like I need to walk on all you guys' hands and I don't want to fall at all. He just walk across the whole crowd.
But so they gotta get the sandwiches.
I have no argument here.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all Brennan.
I bet you don't.
I have nothing.
They
As you were, gentlemen.
Yeah.
So they gotta. Yeah, they
They're
gotta
trying to get the
sandwiches.
sandwiches, and they're all like, nobody can get in the crowd. And then, of course, they turn around, and Kuroko's standing there, sandwich in hand. They're just like, "What the hell?" He's like, "I just
Followed
got
the
into the
flow.
crowd
I
and
followed the
just-
flow of the crowd.
They
Yeah.
put-
Exactly.
they just
I'm
mushed
so
them to
glad
the
you
front.
breezed through that because that shit was like at least 5-6 minutes. that
It
they
was
were
half
doing
the
it.
episode.
I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
It was half the episode.
And you knew like that when I saw a mile away. It's like
Yeah.
he's a phantom. He's gonna get the sandwich in the fucking episode.
And
Like,
he just like plops the sandwich in his head. He's like, "Here you go."
All right,
Would you
let's
guys
go.
want that superpower?
To
Yeah.
like blend in.
Have no presence.
No,
Mm.
no. not in what I do because I'm a comedian. We need stage presence is like the biggest thing in the world.
I say Rob. I think Rob will get along with it.
I don't mind it. I kind of like anonymity. I kind of like being able to like be a fly on the wall and like observe stuff.
I would use it like he's using it. I would use it to a higher level, honestly.
They would.
You know how many touchdowns I would get as a receiver? Like
that's true.
Yeah, you get a lot. Yeah.
Nobody.
I think that would be way more useful on a football field than on a basketball.
Of course.
court.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
They'd be like, they got 10 people on the field. Like, no, we don't.
Yeah.
I already caught it.
You'd be the third down king, bro.
No, for me, I just think that would be like one of my levels of hell.
Really?
I love attention, man. You know that.
Yeah.
So it's just I just be like, I'm here, guys. Look at me, and they just be like,
"Oh, Brennan, we didn't even see you. You didn't see me?
Why didn't you see me? Like, did I do something wrong? I'd be all self-conscious.
You see this fucking head?
Yeah.
It's
Frieza.
That's not going away.
I called Brennan Megamind, and Brennan hit me on the side like, "Dog, that was fucking hilarious." So I appreciate that.
I appreciate objectively funny things, even if it's at my expense. If something's funny, I'm just gonna be like, all right, that was funny. Obviously, at my expense, that was funny. But we're moving on. We got these pork sandwiches though.
So they all love the sandwich. They're like, all right, we got to make this another yearly tradition for the new Siren team.
So many traditions.
They're establishing their team traditions. But after that, they kind of go into like what this whole tournament, and this is kind of like what everything's been leading to, like the regular season. The regular season is a single elimination tournament.
Yeah.
That's how they get to the championship league. And they explain that there's like, all right, there's 4 blocks. There's like basically 4 brackets, and then the winners of those brackets go on to the championship league.
Kind of like college basketball.
A lot like that, yeah. And then what gets weird there is that I guess they take the top 3 from that championship league, and then they go on to be the inner high, which seems like an unnecessary extra step.
Right.
Yeah.
Super.
But maybe I'm misunderstanding how that works at this point. But that's what it sounded like to me. But so they say, hey, the biggest opponent in our bracket, like in our particular bracket, is the Shotoku school or whatever.
Yeah.
And they've got another one of Kuroko's former teammates, the green-haired guy that's the shooter.
I call him green-haired Zodiac nigga.
But he's another dude from the Generation of Miracles, and he's one that the guy that we've already met. Yeah. And so Rico comes in with their first matchup, and
is he Klay Thompson? Is it just like I'm always trying to figure out like whenever they have a miracle person, who is it?
So you know what's funny? Like when we watch him play, I didn't get any NBA vibes. Like I was trying to be like, all right, maybe he's gonna be just like the Steph Curry of this.
I say Klay Thompson,
but
he was playing some defense out there.
He plays some
and he's taller.
He might be closer to a Klay Thompson, but I still think Klay brings more to the table. I don't know.
I thought he was fire. Like he's just like because the thing is Klay Thompson, if he gets his feet set and if he goes through his mechanical motions, Klay Thompson is not going to miss the shot.
Yeah, he's 35.
Just like
quarter.
game 6, and if he stayed in that game, Raptors not winning that game.
Exactly. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. So Klay Thompson's like if he gets into his rhythm and he starts shooting it, he's not going to miss. Also on defense, Klay Thompson's a problem, and this guy was as well.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah. So I'm just like, for me, this is like a little fun game I have to make the show more interesting while watching it.
I'm the same way. Yeah,
I saw that, Rob.
He needs to do something to make this more interesting.
I have to. My mind is wandering because the show feels like after watching Demon Slayer, the pacing of the show is so much slower.
It is.
That I'm just like my mind wanders while I'm watching it.
Yeah. So Rico comes in with her first matchup. This time she's not skipping because she takes the regular season pretty seriously, and she's like, all right, well, like this is the first team we're playing against. Like they've got a secret that you're gonna want to see, and she turns over her phone, and it's just a picture of a black guy, and they're all just like, oh my god, like what are we gonna do?
All right, black people at the table, how'd you guys feel about this moment?
When he came on screen, I was very upset. First thing, they had this nigga late. I was very upset.
I know. The only phrase he's fluent in?
Yeah. I was like, all right, you're just going to call this guy, what is his name?
Dad.
Papa? No, his name was Papa.
It was Papa.
So, first of all, Ice isn't allowed to be mad about this.
At all. I was going to say he's a.k.a. Ice. That was his name. A.k.a. Ice McGowan.
We found Ice in the show.
Yeah.
This is Ice. We have identified Ice. He is the athlete who is late in a mud, comes through with attitude.
I guess my issue was with this particular character when I watched him was that they made him besides making him late, they kept moving his hairline around.
Yeah,
that was one thing. His hairline was everywhere.
They made him LeBron.
Yeah. But I think he's from Senegal. So I think when I saw him, I was like, all right, Luau Dang. That's how I looked at it because he's from Senegal. Yeah. And then I was just like, bro, like you made this dude sound like he's like low key slow.
Yeah.
And maybe I'd rather them have gave him like an accent. If anything, like an African accent.
Yeah.
But you made him sound like he was like low key retarded in the sense like he's like
I came to play ball.
Yeah, basketball.
Well, I mean, he doesn't. But the thing is, I actually didn't get upset by that. The only reason I say that is because he's speaking a language that he's learning to be able to be in Japan and play. Yeah. So for me, I'm like, that's like a person that just moved to the United States.
I get that, but
who can't speak English. They don't like. That's one thing Americans do a lot that really gets my nerves is when English is somebody's second or third language, they treat them like they're dumb.
Yeah,
like,
that's true.
That's
but I don't think when I for me in particular, like when I hear accent, I don't hear them sounding like there's an idiot. But all right, he's clearly struggling here because this is his second language, and it's very difficult to learn a second language.
Yes,
I've watched tons of hours of anime, and I still can't speak Japanese word for shit.
Daijouve.
Yeah,
But it be people really learning their second language from watching stuff.
Yeah,
and I'm like, how?
They study it. They study it.
Well, it's because they don't have their subtitles will be in Japanese. So like they watch it in Japanese and the subtitles in Japanese. They don't have there's no English for them. So when people are learning another language, then they sit there and like figure out what people are saying without the translation.
So they like kind of make out what's happening and put the words to it.
Exactly. And they just watch a bunch of stuff and they'll read books. And like the thing is that's how you learn another language is you actually have to immerse yourself and you can't have that safety net. Because right now we have those words on the screen, that's all you're paying attention to. You're not really listening to the sounds because you don't need them. Because you're just like, I know what's happening. But if you really want to learn Japanese, then put Japanese subtitles down there while you're watching some of Japanese. But
it would have to be something I already watched, so I know what they're talking about.
But that's
and
either or.
Have to rewatch it. Yeah.
But that's all I'm saying is if you really want to learn, like I've learned because of how much Japanese I've listened to in my life now because of all the anime I've watched. I know very basic phrases and
he always says "Nani."
Nani?
Yeah, my one friend, he's Hispanic, and he came straight from Mexico. He learned how to speak English from watching Star Wars. Like he just fucking watched Star Wars.
A lot of times I always hear is through movies.
And I met a Cambodian man who has a British accent that he speaks perfectly fluent English, but he's very British. Like calls everybody cunts. You know, it's just like everything is very British. Never been outside of Cambodia in his life. He learned all of his English watching British television.
Damn.
And so it's like he just has a thick British accent, but it's just like how?
Yeah,
you know,
crazy.
it's like because that's how you learn your English.
That's hilarious.
Meanwhile, we barely can speak English, talking shit about people that come in our country.
A lot of slang. Yeah.
They correcting our grammar. Like, oh yeah, I was joking.
Sorry, Rob. We went up on so many tangents today. But go
ahead. Just because I think this is kind of in the same space we were with Evangelion, because it's like the show not really doing nothing, so we ended up just talking about other shit.
But so it gets to the day of the game, and the guy from Senegal shows up. Papa is his name, but they all call him Dad because I guess Papa's too much for him.
Yeah, what? Yeah, whatever.
I don't know.
Shit, so I missed that too. Like I didn't like.
So everybody's just calling him Dad?
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck are they calling this man Dad?
Yeah, right.
Trying to give him a nickname.
And he's like, we're not your kids. And I'm like, bro, what?
But he even shows up, and that's what he says to him. He's just like, these are the guys that beat the team with the generation of miracles on it. Like, these are a bunch of kids.
He picked up Kuroko under like a toddler, under his shoulders and everything, under his arms, like you play basketball. That's right there.
We fighting.
Disrespect.
We fighting. Oh, this guy was super disrespectful.
I mean, Kuroko, he ain't fighting that man.
I mean, if you can't see me, I'm coming behind you,
bro. That's true. But here's the thing about Kuroko: he don't take shit from nobody.
Yeah, he's with the shit.
Every time they come at him like that, he be like, "All right, we gonna see, bruh."
Every
single time.
Yeah, I agree with that. He seems like
he don't back down.
He's so soft spoken and chill, but then it's like somebody comes at him. He's like he'll just like I love the deadpan. He'll just deadpan and be like,
let's get it.
All right, to the court.
Yeah,
to the court, my friend.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, right. Scoreboard. We'll see who wins. Just so you guys know, this is a single elimination tournament. I ain't losing. This show's about me. So
name's on the title.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you not know this is the basketball in which I play?
Generation of Miracle, blue hair. I don't know if you noticed. I'm the only motherfucker in this universe with blue hair. Hilarious. So I'm here to win.
Yeah. But this other team, like, they start the game up and like. Clearly, he's the only one with talent. The guy from Senegal is the only one with talent on their team.
He's boss too.
Every play through him, and he's getting a few buckets. But Kagami, like, he took some lessons from one of the seniors on the team. The guy Matobi is just like, I'm going to teach you how to defend somebody that's bigger than you. And Kagami he picked it up, and he's getting some stops on this guy.
You're like, is he getting taller when he's playing? It was so ridiculous. He's getting taller.
Right. That shit was pissing me off. Like, you're getting fucking taller. Like, stop it.
Yeah.
Stop it.
And they end the episode with Kagami just being like, I promise you two things. I'm going to block one of your shots by the end of this game, and Kuroko is, and he's just like, and Kuroko is going to make you regret that you ever called him a child.
Yeah.
And so the next episode starts out like Kuroko and Kagami, they're doing their thing. They're running their freshman phenom thing. And, you know, they're
Fab Five.
Right. And Papa, he's trying to like he's trying to bring it to the next level. He ends up like hitting a few shots, getting a few jumpers over Kagami, but Kagami's kind of getting in his head, and getting him frustrated. And he's basically, as Kuroko's watching this from the sidelines, he's thinking about what Kisei told him. He's just like, he is getting better. Like, he is going to get to that level of Generation of Miracles, and it could change him.
Beyonce, the ass.
Yeah.
I mean, but Beyonce never changed. Like, if you go back and, like, watch Destiny's Child and, like, look and, like, listen to the music, it was 100% the Beyonce show from day one.
I mean, Kelly Rowland did her thing. Hence why she had that.
I'm just saying, if you took, like, a percentage of, like, voice. Like, if you were like, what's the percentage?
Oh, yeah, there wasn't no.
It was like, she was
no
like
debate
75% of the voice that you would hear.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, 100%. But still,
what I'm saying.
she
so
was just like, peace out. I'm tired of splitting this 3 ways.
So I guess I am interested because it's like, they're only freshmen.
Yeah.
These guys are freshmen.
That's how seniors.
And they got a long time to play, and they're balling right now.
They really are.
They're kicking
It doesn't
ass,
make any sense, though, because, like, where is this show going to go? Like, it's saying, like, right now they're plowing their way through this tournament. They've won every game they've gotten to. They've already beaten one Generation of Miracle.
My thing is, but that doesn't make any sense to me either. There should be mad generations of miracles because they're every year, right?
But that's why it makes it miracles.
No, what I'm saying is, it's like there should be sophomore miracles. There should be junior
No,
miracles.
but what I'm saying is that's
right
why
now.
they're calling them the Generation of Miracles, is because there normally isn't players like that.
I guess all in 1 year.
All in 1
year.
year.
It was like the 6
okay,
of them.
okay. There's only maybe one on that team.
So you know how it was like growing up. It's like there'd be like one kid on the team that was just way better than everybody else. And everybody knows who that kid is.
I was thinking the Generation of Miracles was always these top 5 guys. So maybe that was just my I messed up.
No, I just remember there was like a senior when I was a freshman in high school who like took us through the playoffs, and he was just a baller, and he ended up going like to D1 school, and he went up to the same school I went to and got my D1 school into the tournament for the first time. And it's like that was the guy, but that's like the highlight of his life. After that, I was just like, all right, cool, I'm a coach now.
It's 83 episodes, so.
Yeah, there's 3 seasons of this, so they must figure something out. But at this game, I mean, Kagami eventually he all those promises come true. He blocks a shot. He blocks one of Papa's shots. They beat him down, and like pretty handily too. And as Papa's getting dragged off the court by his teammates, he's just like, we're going to see each other again. I'm going to beat you next time. It's like, sure, buddy. Sure thing.
Promise. I was like, this is sick.
Yeah, that pissed me off. He was like, I lost. Like, say more words, motherfucker. Like, talk.
I mean, in that aspect, I guess like it goes back to the second language and isn't known. Yeah, that's all I know.
I'm just trying to give benefit of the doubt because I'm like, please don't be racist. Please don't be racist. Please don't be racist.
I mean, that's a whole nother episode.
That's a whole nother
how Japanese anime depicts black people.
Yeah.
But
Mr. Popo.
Then they go into another montage of them kind of playing through like a bunch of their early round games, and they're just steamrolling these other teams.
Beating cats up.
Like they do run into those 5 guys from the park, like in their next game,
that
and they're
was so
just
funny.
Like, we're about to beat up Siren again.
Nah, those numbers, those scores were outlandish. All of these scores are outlandish ass scores. They would have called mercy a long time ago.
For high school games, like, high school teams don't score 130 points.
Yes, they do, bro. Out here, I'm telling you, out here in the Valley in LA, like these schools were good and they were blowing teams out. But like I told you, there's a school called Stone Ridge Prep. They were beating kids like 140 to like 19.
Why are they not calling these games?
And I'll be honest with you. Remember I told you they were a prep school. They were playing against sometimes like deaf kids and stuff like that. Like so it wasn't fair in those particular games, but they were still a good team.
They need to.
I feel like even if I was a high schooler on that team, I'd still just be like,
because at that point you're gonna have gaudy numbers. Like that's D1. You got you damn near getting D1 level numbers in 2-3 games. Like if somebody's scoring, like you score half of that, you got 150 points 3 games into the season.
That's how you do it though. Run the score up so you can get at least some looks at you.
Yeah.
So they're blowing these guys out. I think they win in 3 in a row.
Yeah, they win like 3 in a row, and then like they're feeling good about themselves, and then their team captain kind of sits them down. He's just like, it's not going to be like this the whole way. Like if you look at this bracket, like. I mean, he basically tells them there's the 3 kings of Tokyo, and there's like these 3 schools that are the best of the best, you know, like your Duke, UNC, Kentucky kind of deal.
Yeah, Tar Heels, baby.
So he's just like, it's those 3 guys every year, and then whoever gets the random 4th place, basically, and they just allow somebody to get 4th place. But usually the winner's one of those 3.
Be in there, but
win.
Maybe it's one of the 4th place teams, but like Michigan State isn't amongst the Blue Bloods.
Win.
They're in the Final Four.
They're a good school. I'm not saying, but Michigan State isn't a blue blood college school.
Yeah,
no.
Izzo maybe himself, but not the team
right
as a
now.
whole.
It's Kentucky. Tar
Not
Heels.
even. I wouldn't even say Kentucky though.
Oh, Kentucky, yeah.
I mean, I'm talking about recently. They ain't really been making noise like
they
that.
haven't. I can't.
But
tell you
when
the
you
last time they
think
won
of
a chip.
the big schools that draw people, definitely Kentucky.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But so he's telling them all about that, and they're basically, this is after they just finished one of their games, and as they're talking about that, they watch one of the three kings come out there. It's the Shotoku school, and they've got the green-haired guy. I wrote his name down here, Midorima. That's the school he's on, and they watch him play out, and first there's kind of a really funny moment. Kagami had a great moment here because Midorima and Kuroko are kind of catching up and just like, yeah, I don't like you either, and Midorima's teammate's just like, he's just saying that, like he was watching your games earlier.
Yeah.
But Kagami comes out and he just like he goes to shake his hand, and then when Midorima puts his hand out there, Kagami just like writes his name and number on there, like you're gonna remember me.
That was dope.
That was
I thought that
Because he
was
said
dope.
he didn't know who he tried to act like he didn't know who he was.
Yeah, don't stun on me, bro.
He was like, all right,
Crazy.
well, just in case. She's like, people like you tend to forget people's names, so I'm gonna write this shit so you don't forget it.
That was so dope.
That shit was. He did it fast as fuck. He wrote all of that in like.
Yeah.
How did you?
He wrote all of that in like 2 seconds. I'm like, damn, you ready for the high life?
Yeah,
He's super ready.
Seriously. So Siren they're up in the crowd watching this game go on, and this is the first time we do really get to see Midorima playing. He's got a high arcing 3-point shot, and
bullshit.
he does not miss.
I was so mad at how he shot.
I knew cats that kind of shot like that. They had a super high arc.
Oh yeah.
And when it would go through the net, it was like you heard the net like rip. Like, whoosh.
Yeah.
Like it was.
He
was.
was. He was. It was cold though when he was like, "All right, guys," like ball mid-air, like, "All right, guys, let's go back and play defense."
Yeah.
Like,
That reminded me, just like there was this, I forgot this cat, I forgot his name, but when we was in high school, he used to play, and he'll just shoot and he'll just turn around just like that all the time, and it would just all you hear was a net pop.
Oh, you
That
hate
is
that.
So disrespectful, but so dope at the same time because he knew it was money at all times.
and you not having a Nick Young moment where he shoot it and you turn around. And
Oh,
shit
yeah.
bounce right off.
Kimber Walker had that moment also.
Doing the
Yeah.
shimmy, just
Yeah.
like, nah, man, didn't work out. And like Kagami's kind of talking with Midorima, or with Kuroko about that, like, like how does he shoot like that? Like, what if he misses? He's just like, I've never seen the man miss.
Yeah.
It just doesn't happen. But after they beat the brakes off of their opponent, like what you were saying, like 140 to 15.
That shit is sick.
And Midorima's just standing on the court, like staring daggers up at them, like, if you guys want to do this, we'll see you in the finals.
Coming
Yep.
for you, nigga.
Where you all. So as Siren's going out into the, they're looking at their bracket, and they're kind of this part really confused me because they're just like, oh, we got 2 games,
Right.
We got the semifinal and the final the same day, which is terrible scheduling.
That's
Yeah, you
terrible.
shouldn't do that.
But they're saying like, oh, not only that, but in the semifinals we're going to be playing another one of the 3 Kings schools, which I'm like, how do they all end up in the
Yeah,
end?
the
of
same.
That's some shitty ass seeding.
Yeah.
Whoever seeded, that's some bullshit.
Well, I guess 2 were seated in 1, and then 1 is seated by themselves.
And but the crazy part is the one of the freshmen on Siren they even mentioned that Siren made it into the championship league last year. They won their bracket.
Yeah.
So they put 3 out of the 4 championship league teams
In the
from
same-
last year in the same bracket.
Same bracket. That's so stupid.
How does that make any fucking sense?
No, that's
and how does Siren, like, they're talking about, oh, we got Shotoku or whatever in the finals. Like, you got somebody else in the semis before that. How are you looking too far ahead?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
You got to prepare for that game. But the next episode is all about that. They are definitely doing their homework. Riko pulls Kuroko and Kagami out of class. She's like, we got tape to watch.
Yeah.
We got a lot of tape. And the
I
other
wish
school.
my coach did that.
Yeah. And the other school, Shotoku, they're doing the same thing on Siho because they're just like, listen, Siho, they're going to beat Siren. It's not going to be a competition. And Midorima kind of just like, I mean, maybe we'll see, but everybody's kind of studying up on these guys, and they're a defensive powerhouse.
Yeah.
Like, that's their thing. Like, nobody scores on these guys.
Yeah,
I like this team.
Yeah, and they've got the Brennan guy on this team. Tomoki's this bald dude that's just like, he's a pest.
You know why I think you like them? The Pistons, huh? Because the Pistons are kind of like this team a little
bad
bit.
boys.
I feel like this guy's more of a Bruce Bowen from the Spurs, but
Kicking
I feel like
niggas in the
defensively, yeah. But I feel like defensively as a team, this team right here reminds me of the not the Bad Boys, but like that
The
early 2000s.
the 2004 championships,
yeah.
like Ben Wallace and Rip.
I was gonna say this guy gave me Patrick Beverly vibes. He was
Yeah,
just like
yeah.
very much like
Yeah, that
talking
guy's-
shit.
I
getting
love Patrick.
Me too.
Beverly.
Oh, he's so much fun to
He's
watch.
the
I don't.
best.
He fucked up Russell Westbrook.
Yeah.
I don't.
I'm
ever
all-
since then, I ain't
He
fucked
did
with
what?
Yeah. My thing is, I'm all for Patrick Beverley's shit talking. I'm all for Patrick Beverley's hard defense and hard play.
Yeah.
But I think if you're purposely trying to hurt players, that's where I was just like.
I think
that's
a line.
like,
That's a line you shouldn't cross. I mean, that's Zaza Pachulia.
Yeah. But other than that, everything else about Patrick Beverley,
I rock with it until he did that to Westbrook and fucked his knee up. I was like, nah, I can't rock with you no more.
Yeah,
that's fair.
But he did have Patrick Beverley vibes. But
I exclude that from my memories of Patrick Beverley. And then I love it. Like, for example, how is Patrick Beverley, his little ass guarding Kevin Durant?
Dog.
He's not.
And that's called dog in you, bro.
He was guarding Kevin Durant.
That's what I'm saying. He got that dog in him. He's not afraid.
No.
Kevin Durant averages like 29 points, and he was only getting like 21, 22 against Patrick Beverley and a lower field goal percentage. It's like, yeah, he's still scoring, but he working.
Yeah.
Because when you're a smaller guy and you're in this range of somebody, like since he's all up in his chest, so Patrick Beverley's a smart guy. He knows to be like right here.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna stop him from scoring 30.
Yeah.
But he's gonna work for 30.
Yeah.
He's going to work to get this.
And
30.
it's a lot of off the ball defense.
Oh,
That's where he shines at. It's like he tires you out when you don't even have the ball in your hand.
He's grabbing you, tugging at you, he's doing different things. This dude, the reason why I've been liking these episodes a little bit, because a lot of these players have reminded me of somebody I kind of grew up with playing. And this is a kid I used to grow up with playing that used to smile and play defense while he locked you up. That's why I was watching this. I was like, he reminds me of this kid, this big head, bald kid too. No, not you, Brendan, but
I was kind of like him, so I'm like, I was good on offense. Like, I wasn't like somebody that was like a dead eye shooter. Like, you shouldn't leave me open. I will shoot it. Like, and if I'm open, I'll probably make it. But for me, it's like breaking the press, making the right pass, and then playing strong defense. That's where I was at.
Yeah, I enjoy defense too, because like I got a long reach and nobody kind of I would just put people to sleep and I act like I'm not like guarding you, and then they'll shoot and I just throw your shit. Like that was my whole game, is like making you think I'm not playing defense and then grabbing you just because of my speed. Using that, that's it. Yeah. That's all my game.
But as they're watching this tape, Kuroko's just like, oh, I remember this guy. Like, I played him when I was back in the Generation Miracles. He got a little flashback. And this guy was, like, giving Kisei problems. Who, he was no joke either.
Yeah.
And he, funny enough, he's just like, and later on we see this Tomoki guy just does not remember Kuroko, like, at all. So they show up, because they show up on the court, and Tomoki's just a total asshole. He's just like, oh, this is the school you guys beat by, like, 50 points last year. Like, you know, like, oh, they got a bunch of, like, weak players. And even the people on his team are just like, dude, like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah,
you know.
But then the captain came and said the same shit. Like,
but I think he came up there like, don't come up there just doing that. But it's kind of like affirm, like, we're going to win. But he's being an asshole, arrogant about it. But yeah.
I'm sorry that he's being such a dick, but what he is saying is true.
He's like, you are weak. Like,
like, make no mistakes about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so and that's the thing. Siho, it's not just like that one ball dude on defense. They've got like a playmaker guy, this blonde dude, and they've also got that guy in the middle who seems like he's got some blocks, big built dude.
Yeah.
And so they get the game started, and as they're going, well, actually, because it's the semifinal final game, so they've got Shotoku facing their opponent up on the other court. And Kisei is actually there in the crowd, and he's walking up to the stadium and he's checking his phone, checking the horoscopes, and he's just like, you know, Midorima's got a really good horoscope today, and Kuroko, he's got last place. You know, his horoscope's not going to be doing well. He's checking up on
horoscope.
That stuff.
Does not matter.
Yeah. No, it doesn't matter. But in the Siho locker room, they're talking about, you know, hey, Siren, like, it looks like they're getting stronger, but they want Tomoki to guard Kagami because they think he's the best player. Like most teams, they don't know anything about Kuroko at this point, even though Tomoki played him last year. Yeah. And then in the Siren locker room, it's deathly serious in there. Like, these guys have bad memories of losing to these dudes last year. Like, everybody's feeling it. The seniors are like, they want their revenge. And Rico is just like, yeah, I got to try to motivate these guys. So she's just like, all right, guys, you go out there, you win this game. I'll give each of you a kiss on the cheek. And they're just like, hey, get the fuck out of my face. We don't want that. Like, come on.
I don't know, kiss.
no bullshit kiss out my fucking face.
You made me admit my love for another woman in front of the whole school, and now you want to offer me a kiss?
They gave two fucks about her.
You know what? It was her fault. There was no build-up. There was never any build-up on the show about them, like, loving girls. Yeah. You know, a lot of times I'm like, oh my gosh, it's all about the girls. If they would have built that up, then this would have made sense. But when she did it, they dogged her out, and they just did a little montage of her falling over.
Yeah. That montage of her falling over.
I was
dead.
So funny.
It's like, how many different positions could they put her in a humble lay? Like, how many different?
But as a coach, that's just like, you don't do that.
No. That was silly. That hey,
I mean, it's also
that's
silly
a
that
student
the
coach
coach
move.
It's
That's
the
like
same.
student
Yeah.
coach.
That's a student coach move.
I mean, the other thing I was gonna the random funny thought I had while I was watching this is you guys know from My Hero Academia the guy with like the purple sticky head thing.
Yeah, the perverted motherfucker.
My man would have been on that court dunking.
Yeah.
it
He
out.
would have been. Jordan pose with the legs out.
He'd be like, I get a what now?
You know what pissed me off though? Now that y'all said that, is fucking Kagami doing the warm ups. Fucking jumped from like the 3-point line and dunked it. I was like, bro, this is bullshit. Like, why did y'all
I
do
didn't see
this?
that.
Yeah.
I was pissed. Like he was just warming up. He's like, ugh, and
That's what they do. Remember, like
took-
you watch
took
stuff
off from the
now.
thing.
Warm ups are like people get scholarships off warm ups now.
Yeah.
like he's
That's
like
crazy.
I'm telling you,
But I'm
these
saying
young
no,
kids-
nobody's running, nobody's jumping from the 3-point
Oh, no,
line
no,
and
no.
dunking. I was
Of
like,
course
come on,
not.
this is some
Nobody in the
bullshit.
NBA is doing that.
I was
Yeah.
pissed. I was so mad at that.
What's interesting, like I remember first of all, I used to love warm ups because like that's the part where you got to intimidate the other team. It's like I used to throw
Try to,
alley oops to like other people on my team and just be like just running by. It's like oops. But my question would be is like we're at a place now with freshmen on the show that are dunking from pretty much the free throw line with ease.
Mhm.
We're on episode 8 right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where does it go?
What did I am curious to see what are they doing in episode 83. Like, are y'all fucking
Yeah.
mech? Y'all at mechs now? Like,
Is this Megalobots now? Like,
I will say what I loved about this was like the chant of what was the school the green hair dude? What's the school
The
name?
Shotuko or something like that.
Shotuko school.
they was all dressed.
They
up.
was they but I like they had like a little chant going on.
Shotuko.
And it reminded me of like the school. I won't say the name of the school, but it was like this. Or it was actually one of my rival schools growing up. But they didn't do that. But their intimidation thing was when they came on the court, they'll get that big old circle rocking back and forth, and they used to do the Biggie Smalls. Come on, motherfuckers, come on, come on, motherfuckers, come on.
They would say motherfuckers.
yeah.
That's
and you would
crazy.
just watch schools would just be watching them like, oh shit. And it was just like them dudes just rocking back and forth aggressively, and they break out of that circle and be like, let's go, mother. Like they be coach, let them go. Parents didn't care.
Yeah.
It was an intimidation factor.
Damn, I remember that when we played football. A couple of teams that we played, they were like predominantly Polynesian guys, and they would do the haka before.
Oh.
I'd be like,
dang.
oh fuck.
I wouldn't want to. I'd be like, ah.
It's some bullshit. I'm not even gonna try to redo the haka, but they just
It's
if
gonna
y'all
hurt.
don't know what the haka is, just go and look it up.
up.
And they would do
Yeah.
that before the games. And like I think University of Arizona does it. Fuck.
That junk right there is like that is one of my favorite. Like when you look at the psyche of human beings, and it's like somebody back in the day figured that out. It's like, yeah, we're about to go to war. This is about to be real. You know, we're standing across this field. Like, are we gonna do? We're gonna do the 300. Like, no. We're gonna show you how crazy we are.
Yeah.
You're gonna see it in our eyes. You're gonna see it in our bodies.
And
you're
they
gonna
be
see it in our-
that shit's so cold.
The
like-
fact that you even got that attempt, this is war.
yeah.
Who's standing there like, yeah, give us 10 seconds to get off our smoke.
Yeah.
Mother,
So,
arrow right through the face.
And so you actually just made a really good point. Is one thing that really bothers me about the show, but I also know it's necessary as like a literary agent to be able to get us from point A to point B, is that like somebody will score a point and then dudes will be like standing next to each other on the court with like their arms around each other and having like full conversations
Yeah.
like during the game. And I'm just like,
Never
ain't no way. Like I don't know
Not
if
happening.
like the thing is I'm like as a person who played basketball on
Yeah.
a basketball team, you score a point, you are sprinting back down the court.
Busting your ass.
Yeah, because they're gonna try to beat you down the court to
Yeah.
score back on
Only
you.
time that you ever having any type of conversation
throw
outside of a
line. Free
timeout
throw line.
is a free throw line.
That's it.
Or you would be talking on defense. It'd be like, yo, right, screen to screen. That's the
But
only
that's
time.
not even talking.
But
That's
that's
just
like
like
having a
that's
full
signals.
conversation if
Yeah.
it's a timeout or your free throw line, and you know you're a guard, so you're
Yeah.
outside the line and you just talking like, yeah, man.
Coach is pulling your ass in a heartbeat, bro.
Yeah.
Come on, you crazy.
Yeah, watching this show, I was just like, I feel like I understand what Neil deGrasse Tyson goes through every time he's watching any kind of movie with science in it. I'm just like, that's not how any of this
That's not.
shit works.
This is not.
Hey, we're not even pros like that, but yeah. But go ahead.
So yeah, they're so she figures out her kiss technique's not gonna work. It's not gonna motivate him. So
Nah.
instead she turns it around. She's just like, all right, well, what about revenge then? These guys embarrassed us last year. We gotta go out there for
I like the way you just did that. It's like the kiss. Okay, what about revenge?
and that gets them going. Like their captain's just like, yo, we gotta beat these guys. They made us hate basketball. Like
Yeah.
they robbed us of what we loved, like the love of our sport. We gotta go take that back. And they're leaving. And Kuroko turns to Kagami and he's just like, honestly, like I've been there. Like I get what they're going through. We gotta win this game for our seniors. And Kagami's like,
Imagine getting smoked, like doing something your whole life and then getting smoked, and then be like, oh fuck this, I hate it.
If somebody walked in this office right now and just like put it down on me on Super Smash Brothers, I would have to rethink some things. Like it would really be like or 2K. Like somebody came in here and just demolished me in front of like all the people who've been watching.
After one game, or would you be like, all right, let me get?
No, I will play again. But the thing is, like when you play somebody in something that you're at a high level of competition, you have a sense if you have a chance. You know what I'm saying? So like if I get beat to the point where I'm like, I don't have a chance. Like we play again, it's gonna be the same thing. I might get incrementally better over time. Then I'm just gonna be like that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It reminds me of when I used to beat down Brennan on Marvel vs. Capcom. But go ahead, Rob.
Damn.
What?
So
Damn.
What?
And he used to just sit there and just be like, all right, man, I got work to do. Now you got work to do,
Wait.
Brennan.
Hold on a second. Hold on. You definitely won more than I did. But you make it. See, the thing is, we're talking about two different things here. I said that you don't have a chance. I beat you too. So
beat me.
I did. I did beat
once.
you too. No, it was more than once.
No, it was not.
Every single time we played, I won a few matches. You won most of the matches.
No, you. Go on, Rob.
All
no,
right.
you
Hold
did
on.
not.
One thing.
We'll talk about
Okay,
that
you want a
afterwards.
better
Hell
example
no.
of something? You will never touch my Galaga store. That's a better
store.
That's a better.
I know. I have no
score.
interest in buying anything from your
No,
Galaga
but yeah,
store.
you will not beat my score.
Brendan is so particular.
It's not even close. So
this game gets started, and Tomoki, he's talking shit on Kagami. He's just trying to get into his head, and it's working. Kagami starts making all these frustration fouls, and he starts racking them up. He's got like 3 in the first quarter.
I was like, at first, I'm thinking this is bad coaching.
Yeah.
Because you
didn't pull him.
You didn't pull him after the second.
I was like, yeah, who's leaving any player in there in one quarter with 3 fouls? That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, and then we find out. Well, keep going.
Well, what pissed me off about that is they say they fouled out at 5 fouls, and I'm like,
yeah, you do.
You do in high school.
You do in high school.
And college.
Yeah.
Yeah.
6
fouls
in
in
the
the
NBA,
NBA.
Yeah.
oh, I'm sorry, I never knew that. I promise I never knew that.
Yeah,
I thought it was just like NBA.
No.
No, it's just like the shot clock's different. The fouls are different.
Well, I know this shot.
And it makes sense for them being 10 minutes quarters because overseas has different rules. I think they always play with 40 minutes. When we don't play 40 minutes.
Yeah, and then overseas they actually have high schoolers have a shot clock as well. Which I personally believe every single basketball league and every single league ever should always have a shot clock.
We had a shot clock.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Shot clock.
No, I'm just saying, like in high school we didn't have a shot clock.
We did.
You did have. I know we had a shot clock.
We had 35 seconds.
I just don't remember because I wasn't. I guess on foul. Nobody really fouled out like that, so nobody really knew
We had a
fouls.
shot clock out here.
No, we didn't have a shot clock. It's not a crowd like AAU doesn't have a shot clock.
I don't think AAU does, but I know we played. It was like
I played AAU though. That's what I'm saying. I played AAU and I played in high school. Like in Michigan particularly, there was just no shot clock.
Okay.
So there would be like entire coaches that's like you can make the last 2 minutes of the game just like keep away.
Yeah, and which I've seen people do. Because like I told y'all last episode, I went to a private school. The private school I went to, they didn't have a shot clock. But when I started going to the big public schools, they definitely had shot clocks.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So as they're getting into this game and Siren's getting, they're getting frustrated out there, especially Kagami. Rico calls a timeout and kind of points out, like, all right, I figured out what they're doing. They're using old martial arts techniques, and that's why their movement and their rhythm's so weird.
Yeah.
And that's what's giving them this defensive capability. They're doing different stuff where it's allowing them to save energy, move a little bit differently, and it frustrates the
That's very smart.
That's actually real talk. That's what they teach centers and stuff like that. They teach them how to do, I think, like Tai Chi.
Really?
Yeah.
But I don't know if is that running stuff real? Because if it is, that's terrible form. Like that's
I was like, that seemed
terrible.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
That was
stuff.
I was like, come on.
Yeah, and not in sports. I don't. think.
Maybe it's. I don't know because the thing is, if you want to look at somebody who conserves the most energy while running, look at marathon runners. They don't run like that.
But they don't run. They don't run like you move with your body. Like it's a natural stride.
Yeah, you had the leg
have.
going
that,
down.
Like, you don't like.
Yeah.
That was weird.
I feel like you exert more energy trying to like trick your brain into doing that.
This is that Star Trek pseudoscience. We're good.
Yeah.
But Kagami, while he's getting frustrated, he does finally force his way past his defender, gets a dunk for his seniors, and Takomi just smiles because this is not his final form.
Not at all.
Not at all.
No, it's not. My homie's still alive.
On the other court, Shitoku is kicking the shit out of their competition, and Midorima's finally just like, hey, I'm going to take myself out of this, got to save myself for game 2, and they're just like,
wraps his fingers again.
Yeah.
Like,
put him back in their cast.
Yeah.
And Siho, on the other hand, is they're turning up their offense a little bit, show off their passing, and then that's when Kagami picks up his third foul against Tomoki, and he's actually at this point, this is when Tomoki bumps into Kuroko, and he's just like, wait. who's this guy? Like, I've been in the game the whole time. Like, what are you talking about? He's like, wait, who are you? He's like, I just introduced myself to you like minutes ago. We played each other. Like, he's like, I don't remember you.
Damn.
I do not remember you.
All right.
And then he just
Cam, do you want to pause? Okay. Sorry, we can cut that part out. Sorry. Yeah, the Donkey Kong shit gets loud, so like we'll just.
We're at 40. We have 49 minutes.
Okay.
Cool. So Tomoki basically is just like, oh well, you know, it is good to see you. Just so you know, like, hey, we were up by 20 last time. By the end of the first quarter, I'm making it my goal to be up by 30, and. Man.
I love this guy.
Yeah, Kuroko gets pissed after that, and he's just like, he turns up the.
Wait a minute, bitch.
Yeah, he throws out. He gets his passing game going, and they're just like, oh my god, an interior pass, like a pass behind the defense. What is this?
Behind the wall?
Yeah,
got inside the inner wall.
And they're not up 30 at the end of this first quarter. At the end of the first quarter, they're tied.
Yeah,
and their team's just like, where the fuck did this team come from?
And this was all a first quarter, the whole episode. I was so mad at that.
First quarter, first half, something like that.
Yeah. First half, I think.
But because the game was over two episodes.
Yeah.
And then so they're coming out, and Kuroko and Kagami they're doing their thing, and they're still getting their buckets, but it's tiring them out. Like you were saying, off the ball, like all that, it's taking them a lot of effort to get where they're at, to just stay even in this game.
Yep.
And that's when Kagami goes up for another dunk, gets called for a charge, and he gets his fourth foul, and they're just like, man, we got to take these freshmen out of the game. Number one, they're tired. Kagami's got 4 fouls. We need him for another game after this. Like the plan all along actually was to kind of have you guys sit out most of this game.
Yeah.
And I mean, Kagami's not about it. He wants to stay in, but Kuroko's just like, listen, dude, if we want to win both these games, this is what we got to do. And he's
gotta
like,
trust our people.
From a rest standpoint, it was smart. But for Kagami, most even good players know when they have 4 fouls in the first half, I got to sit down.
Yeah, you got to.
They're not arguing with you. They're like, fuck. Yeah. I'm just making.
And they wouldn't.
Plays.
Any coach would not let their best player get the 4 fouls in the first half.
No.
Even in the NBA where you can get more.
Hey man, it's a student coach, man. Like, give it a little slack.
That's true.
And so the seniors are just like, all right, well, you know, it's us that wants to get revenge. So, I mean, how are we going to look if we let these freshmen get this revenge for us? Like, we got to go out there and get this for ourselves. So then what I kind of liked about this episode is you got to see some of the, like, B characters, some of the seniors shine a little bit.
But the CD characters, oh, my God.
But, like, some of them, they all...
I laughed so hard.
Some of these powers are ridiculous. So, yeah, Rico's just like, actually, all of our seniors, they may not be as good as you freshmen. Like, they're not as well-rounded, but they each have, like, one area of expertise. So you got the captain with his shooting.
Yep.
You got Matobi with, you know, he's got his dunks and his defense. Then you got, I wrote down the other names. You've got Eagle Eye Azuki. He's kind of like, he's got an assist man. He can see everything from the top down, which I'm just like, well, how's this guy not like getting these assists like Kuroko's getting?
Yeah, same thing, right?
And I'm like, that's kind of redundant to have them on the court at the same time. Anyway, but then you've got the funny one is just you got Koganai, who can shoot from anywhere, but his accuracy is only so.
Somebody even questions like, so doesn't that make him a regular guy?
Yeah, pretty much.
Like, and then he moving on.
But then you've got I can't even pronounce this last dude's name because it's just a lot of consonants in a row. But he's an expert rebounder, so he's always catching that.
Dennis Rodman,
pretty much throwing it out. Then we go into another montage of the seniors keeping it in the game. But not too long after that, Kagone, like chasing a ball out of bounds, ends up falling over the bench and giving himself a concussion. They're just like, shit, we're down a guy. And Kagami wants to get back in, but it's just like, man, you got 4 fouls. Like, you can't play this game. Like, you're not going to be in much longer. So Kuroko's just like, dude, sit down. I will help you out. I will handle this. And he's just like, all right, you got to get revenge for me by proxy. And so he goes out there, and and Shitoku, like, to check in with them again, they're still kicking ass, and they're just like, oh, we see that, you know, we see that those guys, Siren's got their freshman bench, like they must be throwing this game, and Midorima's just like, I think just the opposite. You know, they're conserving for this shit, and so Kuroko gets out on the court, and he's just like, yeah, maybe you want a Kagami, but you're gonna have a handful with me. You know.
Come get this work or that trash you was talking, bruh.
Yeah.
He was like, I'm going to whoop your ass by proxy.
Yeah, right. Takomi's, he's still out there talking more shit. He's just like, you know, I thought your seniors were out here going to, you know, win this with their will, and I guess that's not the case because what are you doing out here then? And he's just like, all right, man, just sit down, just sit back and watch, see what happens to you. Because, like, they watched the tape, and finally all that studying worked out because they're able to see they're able to call the direction these guys are going to go because they figured out, like, whichever direction their feet are pointing, that's the way they're going to go. So they're able to use that studying to figure out, like, all right, this is how we guard these guys. This is how we get past them. And it's because it's not just Kuroko's passing that's helping them out. Because they had that earlier in the game, but it's actually that these guys are now getting past their defenders, getting free, getting open looks, and they're able to capitalize on that. And they start, cutting away at that deficit. And finally, at the end of it, Kuroko's about to throw a pass, and Tomoki comes in to play some defense. It looks like he's about to make a turnover, but he just throws his hand over the ball, where he's about to make his
that was
pass.
So dope.
Yeah.
Turns around and instead hits the captain open up for three, and he nails it at the buzzer. And
it's so funny when they hit a 3-pointer, it's like 3-pointer, and it's so dramatic. Like he hit a 3
every time too.
Yeah, every time
they do make threes look like it's something
man.
crazy.
Yeah,
and the way they shoot them is so funny. Like they be fucking flying. Like you don't jump that much for a 3-point shot.
So dramatic.
So Siren wins this game. They win it for their seniors. They're all thrilled. They're yelling. They're screaming. And Takomi is still a sore loser dick about this whole thing. He's just like, yo, we were the strong ones. We were supposed to win this game. And his captain comes over. He's just like, no, it's not that you're strong and you win. It's that the winners are strong and they won. So they are the strong ones today. It's like, damn, dude. Just laid some knowledge out on your teammate.
Yeah, he did.
Yo, grown ass.
And Takomi, he doesn't take much from that. He just turns on to Kuroko, and he's just like, I'm going to remember your name this time. I'm not going to forget that
he does.
shit. Yeah, actually, I bet he does. So Riko's crying happily, and Captain walks over. It's just like, hey, listen, we got one more game. Because Shotoku, of course, as we see, they beat their fucking team, they were playing by 80, 90 points, something ridiculous. So they're going to the locker rooms. They're resting up. Kagami's catching some Z's. And Kuroko's just like, yo, let's go to the bathroom. The cat face dude goes with him. Like, yeah, all right.
He does have a cat face.
Right? Yeah. He does. They head to the bathroom, and as they're going in, one of the Shotoku guys is there, and he sees Kuroko coming in, and cat face dude is just like, oh shit. Yeah. This dude notices his presence. So is that going to come back up in this game?
Yeah.
Got to imagine it will. So game's about to start. Everybody's just like, all right, no more games after this today, so we don't have to reserve our energy anymore. We can go all out
to the wall.
Yeah, all out on this one. And Midorima he's also out there talking more shit. He's just like, he goes to Kuroko and he's just like, I didn't think you were going to make it this far, to be honest, even though he's been telling everybody on his team that they're going to make it this far. Yeah. He's like, no, we're going to be playing Siren, trust me. He's been telling him.
It's hey, man, this is mind games. You know?
Is. Yeah. And even to the other guy on his team even tells, Kuroko early, he's like, oh, he's just soon today. Like, he likes you. But then Midorima disrespects the fuck out of Kagami. He's just like, no, I don't have anything to say to him. He played a pathetic game. I don't have shit to say.
Yeah.
Which is true. He did play a pathetic
and he
game.
owns up to it. Kagami's just like, he's right. I played like shit that last game. I was playing dumb. But
you better get this work, fam.
Yeah, it's different for you. So
like,
does that 40-minute stuff still going to work for him? Like, is that 40 minutes for the day? Like Kuroko's? Is that like...
That's a good question. I assumed it was per game.
Yeah, because
it seems
they're
like
watching
per
him. Yeah.
But and the team tries to conserve him. They take him off the court every once in a while, so I'm sure that'll come back up in this game too. And so Siren, they want to start it off. They want to run a fast-paced game. They're starting with a run and gun. Kuroko throws that alley-oop pass up to Kagami, and Kisei up in the stands just like, oh, that's the same technique they used on me. But Midorima's not falling for that. He's up there. He blocks it right out of there.
Told you, Klay Thompson, fam.
Yep. And so they get it down to the end of their court, and it's another block right back, and it's a defensive game, back and forth for a lot of this game until finally Midorima gets his hands on the ball and does his Steph Curry thing, shoots
the three,
walks away,
3-pointer,
doesn't even look at it go through. And then Kuroko's just like, no, like get back, like we can do this, and he throws the fucking full court
that pass was fire,
all the way across.
Yeah.
Kagami slams that shit in, and this game is on.
Let's get it.
10. And that's where we leave off.
That's the end of it.
Yeah.
So we're gonna see where this game goes from here in the next stretch.
I'm excited,
episodes.
man. I'm excited about seeing this next game. What do you got? Just thoughts? How do you feel? And give your rating. Go ahead, Brennan.
You want me to go first?
Yeah, go ahead.
This show is not a show that I would actually keep watching, to be honest. If it was just me watching it, it's not. I don't think it's bad. It's not. Like, I think for a basketball anime, I think it progressed too quickly. I think these barely high schoolers are dunking all over the place. I feel like to get to a dunk should have been a progression. Like the first dunk in the show should have been in episode 10 or something like that. or even like the 3-pointers or something. Like there's just like so much that they're just giving away so quickly. I like some of the characters. Like I like the main protagonist. I don't know any of their names. Kuroko, whatever.
Yeah.
I like him. I like his sidekick, even though it's supposed to be the other way around.
Right.
I do like the coach. I think she's funny. And I like the antagonist a little bit too. I like that they set him up. It's kind of like a little like Baki-esque in the sense of like most of the shows in the setup, because it's like even in the beginning of every episode, it's like, oh, the land of miracles, the generation of miracles, and how important they are. But I find myself watching this show, I'm bored. It's like what I said before. It comes down to the progression of the speed of the show. Maybe I've been spoiled from watching shows like Black Clover and Demon Slayer and My Hero Academia, which are like some of my favorite anime, and they're newer. I don't know when this came out. I know this is still coming out. But
wait, you said the progression, so it's like,
well, it's just like the pace of the show. So it's
but you want them to wait till they get a dunk?
Well, yes and no. So it's like the pace of how they get to where they're going. So when I'm saying those are two different things. So what I'm saying is like the dunks happen from episode 1. There's no pace to that. You know what I'm saying? There's nowhere to go. So, but if they had that to get to, and it's just like the pace is like, all right, cool. In the 3rd episode, it's like, all right, like it's a big deal to even get to touch the rim. It's like, oh, he blocked a shot next to the rim. Oh shit, that's crazy. There's none of that. Like it's just like these kids already have like burned in skills for the most part, and like there isn't really real character development besides the what's his name? Like that's our secondary protagonist. Kagami. He's the only guy that's had any real growth, and it's been marginal at best. Like he came in the show dunking, and it was a beast from the beginning. It's just more so changing his mentality and how he approaches the game. There hasn't been any growth in anything. It's just been more so been like, all right, we got to overcome this adversity that was an adversity that never changed from the beginning. So and like I said, when it comes to pacing, like I said, there's just it feels like there's a lot of repetitiveness and a lot of dead time. And it's like I'm not like scared for what's going to happen. They're going to win. Yeah. That's what's going to happen because it's a single elimination tournament. What happens if they lose this tournament? You know what I'm saying? Like they go home and the show doesn't progress it goes to another tournament, I guess. I don't know. So it's like we know they're going to win, so there aren't any stakes. The progression to get through these games, like the pacing of the games themselves is completely different in every game. The first game we watched happened. 1 quarter was 1 episode. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And now they're showing entire games in 3 games in 1 episode. So for me, this show, I'm normally happy when the episode is over. Like I'm not like, oh shit, I can't wait to watch the next one. I'm like, oh my God, I'm so happy. I'm closer to being done to watching my quota so that I can talk about it on this show.
So what's your rating for it? And what's your rating for the first 5?
I'm gonna withhold for the first 5 because I don't remember. To be fully honest, like if I was in that episode and like I can do that, I would say that. So I'll just say what my first 10 rating is.
Okay.
I'm at I'd say like a 5,600.
Okay.
So it's not bad. It's not good. This is like middle of the road.
That's a higher score than I would have expected you to give it, given everything you just said.
Yeah, I was expecting a 4.
Well, I'm just I could have given it a 4, but at the same, I love basketball.
Yeah.
So for me, it's like that's the joy I get from this. Is like I get the joy of like trying to compare this to NBA teams, NBA players, and waiting to see something. I always just want to see something new. But really, my favorite part of the show really is trying to feel like who are they emulating, and who can I figure out what kind of NBA player this is. But in all honesty, like I said, the show for me is just a bit boring, but it's not bad.
Yeah, Rob, how you feel?
I agree with a lot of what Brennan said. I'll try not to repeat any of the points he made. I think the show is really funny. I think it stayed consistently funny, which is probably my favorite part about it. Yeah. It's interesting to see them play and just I mean, it's so funny too when they're just like, oh, hook shot or
oh, he's doing a hook shot at the hook
scoop shot.
He learned a new move from last year.
Oh my God, they're doing man to man, but the thing is, they're just not leaving their man. I'm like, that's just man to man defense. Like, what are you talking about?
Just pressing up on him.
Yeah. So it's like things like that
so
are silly.
Intense.
Yeah, and it makes me laugh. But I agree with Brennan in that I don't know that I would keep watching this show if it weren't the homework. But that being said, I enjoy watching it when I'm watching it, if that makes any sense. It's not a chore to watch, but I don't feel any draw to go back to it, I guess. Right. There's some stuff this stretch of episodes that I just thought, wow, that's really weird writing, the way just they like what I was saying earlier about how they put those three teams all in the same bracket.
Right.
The fact that they overlooked one of the three kings earlier on, like why wouldn't that come up? That like, oh, but before we got to face them, we got to face this other team. Which also for the other generation of Miracle guys to look down on Kuroko for choosing a school that wasn't one of these premier schools, yet one of the three king schools doesn't have one of the generation of Miracles, which means the other three dudes have to be from other schools that aren't. So like, what are they looking down on Kuroko for? So there's just things that like I feel like they're trying to ramp up the drama in the moment that is kind of short-sighted or undoes a lot of the other things that I'm kind of
unless they like all on the same team, which would be wicked.
That would actually be interesting, maybe.
Yeah. I think that's going to end up happening though, because they're going to end up playing against America or something. Like, so that,
well, because there's at least one more king that we haven't heard of.
Well, there's another king, but what I'm thinking is like we've only seen 3 of the Generation of Miracles thus far, and so what I'm saying is like after this tournament, after all this thing is done, it's like how do you get to all these episodes? You get to all the episodes because now we're doing international play, and so now we got to play against the best of the best. Like we go to the United States.
I was saying that they were.
Well, they still got the League of Champions, and then they had the Inter-High League, and then I think they mentioned like a winter tournament at the beginning of the series that I think is going to be
more. So
another thing.
What was your overall rating?
I gave it a 4,500 last week. I think I'd bump that up to a 5,000 this week, if only just because I think the quality is enjoyable and has been consistent.
Wait, what did I give it?
Much
5,600.
Okay. Yeah.
So I'd give it a 5,000.
Okay.
All right.
How about you guys?
It was all right. Like it kind of.
I love when Ice comes out the gate like that. It was all right.
It was cool. I think it fell off from the previous 4 episodes. I think now it's is trending on being a one-trick pony. I think all of the ups, the highs that were of the first 4, they kind of just went back to it. It's like they're playing it safe again. I really spaced out the majority of these 5. Like I knew what was going on, but like. These 5 episodes didn't really do it for me like the first 5. The kissing part was really good for me. I don't mind the pacing because like I played with people that were able to dunk as freshmen and stuff. Like highly athletic
but not
dudes.
Everybody.
It was a good amount of people that were able to dunk
as freshmen.
As freshmen, yeah. I was able to dunk as a sophomore, so it's like it's not like people being overly athletic like that,
especially nowadays.
Nowadays,
watch basketball nowadays for these kids.
I see what they're
middle
doing
school.
now.
You see more people. It's more often than not. It'd be like more so like, oh shit, you can't dunk like
now.
That,
especially nowadays. Yeah.
And
I was so happy when I grabbed rim as a senior.
Yeah, I never grabbed rim.
But that's the thing too, is just like I don't mind that. So if they took 10 episodes to get to a dunk, I wouldn't watch it. Like that's what's kind of keeping it alive. It's just the funness of it and stuff, like the athleticism of it. But I'm fine with the pacing. It's just like I just don't care. Like I just don't care. Kuroko's cool, Kagami is cool, but it's like they're just hitting on the same beats all over again. So my score probably like a 3,500.
3,500. What did you give it last time?
I think like a 40.
Like
5, right?
5,000 or something.
5,000.
Yeah, it's like 5,000. Yeah.
For me, it's funny. Like I'm kind of with Rob. It's like I'm for some reason I'm enjoying watching this. I can't say I'm bored watching it. I'm not bored watching it, but I do agree with what you guys are saying in the sense of like it's not moving forward to where the stakes mean anything to me. Yeah. Like I don't. I'm not like nervous about anything for these guys, anything that happens to these guys. But they don't win. I was like, all right, who cares? It's like not that big of a deal. But I have enjoyed it. I'm a huge fan of Kuroko and Kagami because both of these guys have heart. Like they have mad heart and. They're with the shits. They're like, you want the smoke? Let's get it then. Yeah. Like I've always loved players like that. It's kind of that Russell Westbrook fan. Also, I am, and it's like that's their mentality. So I love that part of it. But that's pretty much as far as it goes. The animation is terrible. It's a lot of like you said, steals. It's a lot of like repeat animation.
When they played the guy from Senegal, like they literally had Kuroko do some of the same moves twice.
Yeah,
in the same episode.
Yep. And it's like. That right there is what was bothering me. I would love for this animation to be a lot more fluid. I think this show would be way better if it was. So I think, what did I give it last time? Did I give it like a 6,500 last time?
I thought it was like a 5,000 or something.
5,000.
You was higher than mine.
I get 4,500. Yeah,
I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna drop mine to 5.
Don't drop it because we're arguing where it is.
No, y'all made good points.
Nah.
You made me go first, and I didn't listen to you guys' ratings from last time.
No problem.
So for me, it's like y'all are making really good points, and I'm like, yeah, actually, I agree. I didn't even think about the animation side of it, so I'm like, yeah, you know what, 5.
The animation's horrible. Like Rob said, the thing that's keeping me here is the humor. I'm gonna keep it at a 4,500 for myself.
I think too, if there were more stakes, like y'all lose, you lose your funding, or your school is done, or your family was killed, or like something like if the stakes was like, if you lose this shit. something is done.
You make
your
a really
coaches
good
lose
point.
your job or something.
Nobody has had a backstory that I can't give any kind of shit.
Especially as freshmen, because it's like even if the worst side of things, if they lose, you got 3 more years.
Yeah.
I feel like
And their seniors are just second years, so they'll all be back.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
so you actually like this because you want to get better. You want to be like, all right, when we become juniors, we're gonna be, because you're still growing into your body at this age. You're not even like a man. So
you know, the best basketball shows, series, or anything like that I've ever seen always have one thing in common, is that it's always about more than basketball.
Yeah.
You know, it's like you were just saying, the very good point you just made is like, if we knew more of the backstory of these other characters, if we cared about the reason why it's important, it's like, I need to get this scholarship because I need to get my family out of this. My little brother is in this. Or, you know, if we, like, if Kuroko or any of them had something like that, but we don't know anything about any of their only person's family that we've seen is the coach's dad.
Yeah.
Other than that, we have literally heard of or seen nobody else's family. It's either they're in the school, they're on the court. In the school, on the court, and that's it. Yeah. And so for me, that makes this a very one-sided show where it's just like.
So what's your new rating? You said
5,000.
I'm just gonna give it a flat 5.
A flat 5.
Yeah, flat 5.
All right. So what do you guys think? These last 6 through 10 episodes. Do you guys still love the show? Do you guys give it above what we gave it? Do you think our ratings are off? We want to know what you think. Leave a comment in the comment section on Instagram, Facebook, all these different things. Matter of fact, I gotta actually redo our Facebook page because something happened and it's not letting me do like some cross. What you told me, like the cross.
I can show you. I can.
But no, for some reason, this particular page is not letting me do it, and we'll talk about it later.
Okay.
But so like leave a comment on there. We'll respond to your comments. You know, we love responding to you guys.
Yep.
So let us know. Get in the group chat, talk that trash about this show, or talk about it if we're wrong. We think it's underrated. Yeah. So
and check out our other videos too. I know Keenan and I dropped some 3 reasons why top 3s on our YouTube page. We got some coming up with Rob that he did, which is really dope. So, and I know we're gonna shoot some for Brennan. So check out our videos as well outside of the show
on the AnimeSHUN podcast YouTube page. So drop your stuff, Ice.
The eye exam, THEIYEXAM.
Rob.
RV Danger 44 on Twitter. RV Danger on Instagram.
Brennan.
At Mr. Producer Face on the gram, and at Brennan Edwards Official on the Facebook.
And I'm Keenan Baker, at Keenan Baker on every single thing. Thank y'all for tuning in to another episode of AnimeSHUN. Peace.
Peace.
Actually, I know you want to talk real quick.